All right, so for today's class, we're going to focus more on the surface area and the volume of spheres. Surface area and volume of spheres, all right? Yesterday, we looked at the area and the circumference of circles. Now we're going to look at the volume and surface area of spheres. And this is one way how we need to remember this. With circles, it's just one circle. With spheres, it's saying there are multiple circles together making up that sphere. So I have this ball right here. If you just take out one part, that's one circle. All right, but if you put multiple circles together, you're gonna get this sphere looking thing. This is what they call a sphere. All right, so we're gonna be looking at that. Success criteria states that we're gonna be able to use the formula to find the volume and surface area of spheres. So once we know how to do that, we have mastered the learning intention. I'm gonna pull up my whiteboard right now so we could look at some stuff. All right, so whenever we're looking at spheres, we're looking at something that looks, I'm gonna try and make this look like one. We're talking about three-dimensional objects. So with circles, it's just one-dimensional. This right here is a circle, but I could make this into a sphere-looking thing by putting it like that. Do you realize how that looks like now, like a ball? So all these spheres are basically multiple circles put together to create a sphere. So whenever we're solving these, since I can't just find the area of a sphere, I have to find the surface area of the sphere. All right, because there are multiple circles. So I'm going to say SA as surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. That's the formula. So once you know what r is, all you have to do is put r in and you solve it. So with this, I'm going to put a dot right there, just like a circle. There's a middle. And then from one end to the next, that's the radius. One end to the next, that's the radius. When we talk about the surface area, we're talking about the outside of it. So we want to figure out how big is that outside part. So I'm trying to figure out how big, again, the outside part of this sphere is. All right. Want to figure out how big it is. So we're trying to figure out the distance around it. That's what surface area is. Now the next thing that we need to find out is how much space is inside this sphere. So if we want to figure out how much space is inside of this ball, we find the volume. And the volume formula is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So that's the surface area formula, and then the volume area. Okay, we're gonna do a couple questions so that we understand a little bit more of what we're doing. And then to identify the radius is just from the middle to the end part. While we're working out this question, we're finding the surface area, we're also finding the volume. The sphere has a radius of 4 yards. So I get my surface area formula, and then I substitute what my radius is into the formula, then I calculate. So this equals out to 4 times pi times, and then my radius is 4. So I put 4, and since it's squared, I put squared. When I work that out, I get 64 pi. And then that equals to what, 201? Yeah. But then don't forget your units. It's going to be yard, because that's the unit, what it is. And for surface area, you put a square, so it's yard squared. Volume, right? So 4 over 3 times pi, And then we said the radius is 4 yards, so we do 4, and it's cubed. And when you work that out, you get 256 over 3 pi. So when you work this out, you get 268.08. And cubed, since it's cubed, the unit is yard cubed. So that's our answer. You could either leave your answer like this or like this.